tattoo on their whole leg. Why do they call it a leg sleeve? Wouldn't it be like a pant leg? Hey guys, it's Andrea. Here's my update for today. It is April 9th, 2015, and last night I went to my first nutrition class and I loved it. They really prepare you for how you're going to eat and getting you in those habits now. And there's some really interesting stuff that I'm going to have to learn how to do. It's basically like teaching yourself how to eat again, if that makes any sense. It was like a seminar. We talked with a dietitian about how to set up your meal for the day. We talked about portion sizes and the importance of protein in your diet. So basically I have 2 more follow-up appointments, at least 2 follow-up appointments one-on-one with her, depending on what my insurance requires. And the biggest stipulation between now and then is that I cannot gain any more weight in the next month, or I really can't move forward with surgery. Food funerals. Let me explain. Little by little, I have to start saying goodbye to the foods that I love. There's just no way I'm going to be able to eat the way that I have been or that I'd like to, obviously. So, not going crazy, but there'll be times that I will have to say goodbye to my pizzas and my tacos and my Chipotle. That's just the way it's gonna be. From here to then, I cannot gain any weight. And if I do, you have to lose the weight before you can move forward. So that's incentive, and to be honest, that makes so much sense. And I have been going to the gym a lot lately, so I think I'll be okay. With that, I will be keeping a food diary. I'll be tracking my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you know, how much and at what time of day, where I ate it, and how long it took me to eat it. Because, and I'll explain in a minute, you have to train yourself to make your meals last 30 minutes. Basically, we talked about, you know, the basic how food is metabolized, how fast food is so convenient, and to stay away from those kind of things. Low fat, low sugar is what I'm aiming for. The biggest reason protein is so important is because it makes you feel full. If you're not getting enough protein, your hair could fall out, your immune system can be compromised. There's a lot of problems if you're not getting the adequate nutrition, making sure, you know, because you're gonna have such a small stomach, that you're eating properly. It's just getting me into the healthy habits, learning how to put together a meal. They gave you this whole thing about serving sizes, and they show you basically how to set up a meal, making sure you get enough water during the day, making sure you're not eating 4 hours apart. Like, these are some serious things that, you know, you have to follow, obviously. We did this like checklist. First, we did our height and weight and calculated our BMI yesterday, that day. Well, since I can't gain any more weight, that was my highest weight. I'm not gonna disclose my weight just yet. It's not that I'm ashamed. It's not that I'm embarrassed. I'm just not ready to share it yet until I start making some progress and moving things along a little bit. Bear with me. She gave us a checklist of things we need to make sure we do before we begin. And let me explain what these things are. Now, a lot of them are the obvious. I eat 3 meals a day. I eat protein every day. I shop for my own meals. I've established an exercise routine, which as of recently I have. I have my own set of measuring cups, those kind of things. But then we went through, checked off what we're gonna start working on. And these are the things that are gonna be really hard for me. The first one, and please take these into consideration if you are in the process yourself or getting ready, or even if you're not and just want some healthier eating habits, take some of these down. I've switched from high-fat meats to lean meats, and I've eliminated fried foods. Now, who doesn't love fried foods? This one I can do, obviously, because I have to, but it's gonna be rough. Eating 3 servings of vegetables a day. That's kind of hard sometimes, and I definitely don't do that every day. Adding whole grain foods. I'm gonna be in the process of cutting out white breads. Even wheat breads, she said, really aren't any different from white breads. The first ingredient has to be whole grain. It has to be whole grain bread, not just wheat. rye bread, however, is a whole grain, so that's good. Eliminating carbonated beverages. I really think this one is going to be the hardest one for me because I am and always have been a pop addict. I just am. I just love the fizz. If anyone has any good alternatives or substitutes for someone who's been a pop addict, leave them in the comments because I'm really curious what some really good non-carbonated drinks are out there that would satisfy me just as much. Also, something I've been doing recently is taking a multivitamin and taking a calcium pill with vitamin D. That was like a really big one they talked about, is getting the certain nutrients that you need. So I got these by Vitafusion, just the multivites and the calcium with D, and they're the gummies. They're so good. They taste like those fruit snacks that you buy and you don't even know it's a vitamin. So I take them in the morning with all my other medications, and it's just a good routine to get into. Water break. There's like 4 major things that you're really gonna have to adjust your body into doing when you eat, and I think they're gonna be the hardest for everyone. They're so hard that they put them in a separate section down here. Sipping your drinks slowly. You no longer can chug your drinks. You no longer can gulp down water. They even say to avoid straws, which I thought was interesting because apparently you tend to drink more through a straw, which makes some sense. So with that being said, you cannot eat and drink at the same time. And I thought that was a little strange, but it actually makes a lot of sense. You have to drink 30 minutes before you eat or 30 minutes after, not during. And that's basically because you have such a small stomach. If you're drinking while you're eating, you're just pushing that food right out. Emptying your stomach, you're still gonna be hungry. Practicing chewing your food to an applesauce consistency before you swallow. So basically you're taking more time to chew, so your mouth is doing the work, not your stomach. And then the last one is just extending your meal times to 30 minutes. And that may seem strange, but it's, you know, you have to let that food sit in your stomach so you get the nutrients that you need. Like I said, it was a really great class. I really look forward to working with a dietitian in the future and really hoping I stick to my goals this next month so I don't gain any weight. Keeping up with the gym at least 3 times a week. I usually go like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on the weekends, or I'll fit another day in there or whatever. There's no way that just eating healthy I'm going to maintain or lose any weight from here until then. So if I really stick to it, I know that I can maybe lose some pounds in the next month, which would, you know, help me out and show them that I'm dedicated to the process. My next step is a physical consult on Saturday, and then like I said, I'll have some more nutrition, at least a couple more nutrition classes to attend, and my psych eval is also next week. So I got a busy month ahead of me, and it's not gonna be until like a couple months before I get an actual date, I'm assuming, because you have to do your tests and maybe they want you to do a sleep eval or what have you before you move forward and before insurance can give you the green light. So I'm really excited. I'm really glad that people are actually tuning in and following me along. It's been fantastic. I've connected with so many different people on Instagram. So it's fun to kind of compare where we are and what we can look forward to and tips and tricks for each other to get through it. So I really appreciate all the love and support. It's been awesome. And I will check back in with some more updates in a little bit. So thanks again for watching.